Hey everyone, I'm here to talk about a little bit of self-care on a Sunday. Now, Sundays are the best time to really focus on self-care and plan kind of what you got going on for your week, whether that's, making sure you're prepping food, your exercise, set your schedule up where you have breaks, where you can take moments and just let go of your day, whatever it might be. Sundays are a great time to focus on self-care and what you need to do for yourself to incorporate that in. But today I just want to talk about goal setting when it comes to our health and self-care. So, as you know, I'm a big advocate of healthy living, creating a lifestyle. I'm not a huge advocate of fad, restrictive diets, or restrictive protocols, because health in itself is not just about how much you weigh, how you look. It's about how you think, how you feel, and how you live. So if we are just focusing constantly on numbers and weight loss, we actually set ourselves up to create even worse habits around food, our bodies, and our life. And this is something that we don't consider. So even big companies that are out now promoting the non-diet approach and talking about creating healthy lifestyles and all that, when you go to look at their ads, they still sell weight loss. Now, keep in mind that there's just as many trim, thin people that are unhealthy as those that consider themselves to be overweight. Just as many. And the problem is that when we look at somebody that's trim or thin, even lean, we assume that they're healthy. But trust me, I've been there, because I've been that lean person and I was totally unhealthy. I'm in an extremely healthy range right now for my height, my weight, and this is the best I ever felt. Am I shredded and lean? No. Am I super, super skinny? No. I'm actually strong, fit, and thick, and I'm okay with that. Now, with these larger companies that are promoting this weight loss, they do that for a reason. They do that because they know the only way they can sell you on their product is to tell you that you're going to lose weight and that you're going to sustain the weight loss. So, and we fall for that because we don't know what else. We don't realize that what healthy really is. We assume it's just a number on a scale or how we look. So one thing about me as a health coach now, and even as a personal trainer, because that's a huge part of my background over the last 30 years, is my mindset has switched when it comes to fitness. I don't want to train people, so I have the luxury of being able to kind of refer people out if I feel like I'm not a good fit for them. So if somebody's coming to me and they want quick weight loss, or they want just to focus on weight loss, they're not the client for me, because that's not what I do. Not saying that you wouldn't get weight loss out of working with me. That's just a really great outcome that could come out of it. But if you're unhealthy, you're unhealthy. It doesn't matter if you're trim or what you consider to be overweight. Health is very broad. It's just not about those numbers on the scale, and I think we have to stop thinking that way. So I've now got into where I prefer to work with clients that are looking to move better, looking to feel better, think better, and live better. And then in turn, their outcomes and results, they're like, wow, I didn't even realize this could be a part of the results. And I always make sure that they understand that how we feel about ourselves isn't going to be in the number. It's not going to be from somebody telling us, wow, you've lost weight, or wow, you look great. I've had people say that to me, wow, you look amazing. Meanwhile, my weight is the same. And it's not because I've lost weight, it's because I'm healthier. So health radiates out. Your skin looks better, your hair looks better, you feel better, you're more confident, you have more energy. So that means you're happier in general. And people don't know that that's what they're seeing. So they automatically kind of go to how you look, because that's all they can see. They can't see what's going on up here, or in your heart, or in your actual inner self, where all the good stuff actually happens to create how you look and how you're perceived on your outside, right? So I wanted to talk a little bit about my client Aileen. Aileen is amazing. She came to me 3 years ago. She was 70 at the time. When she came to me, she was using a cane. She couldn't walk very well. She had lupus, and because she had lupus, she got really bad rheumatoid arthritis. And she's never exercised a day in her life, but she was just feeling terrible. She is an accountant and pretty busy. She's trying to do her job and move around. She was having a huge difficult time living on her own and trying to get through life, and she didn't want to live that way. And she's got a very young spirit. As you can see, she's got, in the video coming up, she's got blue hair. She dyes her hair all different colors. She's a really, really cool lady with a heart of gold and just really young at heart. And so she wasn't feeling well. She wanted to move better. She wanted to feel better. She wanted to think better about herself. And so that is my client. Love them. Anyway, in the video coming up, Aileen is doing a deadlift. Now, keep in mind, it's an 8 kilo kettlebell. She's really come a long way in 3 years, and this is something that has been very progressive. But now Aileen is able to do a deadlift, as minimal as it might seem to some of you who are always bragging about their personal bests. But this is a huge step for her. This is her personal best. And now, 3 years later, she no longer needs a cane at all. No cane, none, zero cane. She's able to move better through her joints. So she could barely press a dumbbell over her head that weighed 3 pounds. She was out over here, like she had such terrible range of motion, so had to work on that. Now she can press over her head 5 pounds in good form without struggling, and that's huge for her. She's throughout the 3 years that I've worked with her, she's had her thyroid removed because of cancer, and she still comes in. She's been consistent. She's been really great at overcoming these obstacles that are thrown at her in her life, considering everything that's kind of has her bogged down. And also, she just was told that she is able to lower her blood pressure medication because her things are just much better for her. Her blood pressure's better. Everything's better for her. And this is progressive, and this is what happened to me. So I was that skinny person that was super lean, and that was off and on for me because of that dieting roller coaster. But it took me, once I realized that it was a very unhealthy state for me to be in, it took me 2 years to get to the point now where I am able to go and do really hard workouts and feel good and have the energy and strength. And being 49 and going almost into my 50s, this is something that is very, very important to me, because I don't want to be that woman that is huffing and puffing just walking to the car. I don't want to be that woman that can't pick up her own stuff and do her own thing. I'm very independent that way. So the thought of losing that independence and that personal power, it just, no way, man. I'm not doing it. And that's kind of how Aileen thought, being she is on her own and she needs to be able to function and do her thing. Now, I want everyone to keep in mind when they're setting their goals, think about self-care in a grander scheme of things. Don't just think about weight loss. You got to really think, why do you want to lose weight? Especially there's some people that you're in a healthy body fat range, so there's got to be something deeper that is getting to you that you really need to figure out. And understand that in order to be healthy and maintain a healthy lifestyle without going back to those old bad habits and those limiting beliefs, you need to really cut through the bullshit and own what's kind of keeping you stuck and what keeps you going on these quick fix diets just so that you can look good on the beach, then come home and go back to exactly where you were. You're creating your own unhappiness, right? And that doesn't matter. Again, it doesn't matter if you're trim, skinny, or think that you are overweight. You can be unhealthy in any of those states. So in order to live a healthy lifestyle and be really happy in your own skin, you need to to have a program or system that helps you do that. You can't thrive in the same things that keep putting you back to where you are now. It doesn't even make sense in order for you to actually change and truly transform. Because a transformation, you'll see this all the time where people post their before and after, and this is my transformation. I lost 20 pounds, this is my transformation. And then you see them 6 months later and they are in a worse place than they were when they started. That's not a transformation. That's just a little blip in the radar towards transformation. Totally and truly transforming means you stay where you are and you're able to maintain it and feel good and happy and high energy. Your strength is up, you're not tired, you're sleeping well, your digestion is good. That's true transformation. And I think we get that mixed up. So self-care is not treating yourself like you're punishing yourself for getting to yourself to this point of being unhealthy, or the bad habits that you picked up. It's not about punishment. It's not about hating yourself so much the way you are that you want to change it. It's actually loving yourself enough to create healthy habits and let your body go to the place that it needs to be, that is best for you to thrive. And if you can't do that, you need to sit down and ask yourself why. And there's usually a deeper reason for you getting stuck in those bad habits. And this is where you really have to take a look at who you're working with and why. You need to take a look at the program and why you're doing it. Is it sustainable? Is it something you can do? You think you can sustain it because it's like, this time I'm going to do it. If you're going back into the same type of restrictive behaviors, you will end up back where you were, if not worse. Remember, how you think and how you feel is the number one thing that will get you to your goals and keep you there. If you're not right here, you're not going to sustain it, period. And that is no joke. So your mind is a very powerful thing, and we have the ability to use it in our favor. We have the ability to cognitively be able to think differently so that we can sustain these habits and these things that we do. And that all comes from a place of consciousness, and we tend to unconsciously, just go through the steps. It's called a trance, right? So it's allowing yourself to be conscious of your habits and what you're doing, your action steps. And if you can't do that, if you are not allowing yourself to breathe and be patient and really, really honor your body, then it's going to backfire. So Aileen was that person. She was that person that honored the action steps. She honored the fact that her body needed more, that it wasn't just a quick fix, that this is a journey that is going to take some time. And now she's in a place where she's so proud of herself and she's so happy and she feels good. And now at being 73, she's moving better than most, right? And I am so proud of her. I'm proud because everyone's like, oh, good job, Carmen. But you know what? She's the one that came every day or came every session and put in the work outside of our sessions to keep her where she's at and progressing the way she is. I just held space for her. And as a coach, that's what we're supposed to do, is hold space for that person where they trust you and believe in you, to stay with you for 3 years and to do everything they have to do outside of that session. That's when you know you're doing well as a coach, and being able to hold space for somebody and them truly trusting you. And that to me is why I do this. Anyway, a little self-care on a Sunday. Now go sit down, figure out what you want to do moving forward, what you really want for yourself. How do you want to feel? Don't even think about how you want to look. I want you to write down a list of 5 things of how you want to feel. And from those 5 things, those great feelings that you want, what are some things that you can do to make yourself feel that way?